Hey, hi, and hello, Mad Ink Pyro here. Uh, Today's going to be an interesting day. It's day 22. I'm going to start off like I normally start off, but it's going to end a little differently than it normally does, and I apologize ahead of time. Um, my keto journey has not been altered yet. We're doing good. I'm sticking with it. We're doing the macros. We're handling everything else, and it's great. I feel great. My brain's not fogged. I'm having a few small sugar issues, but it's typical. It's not anything to be worried about. I'm not in any danger or anything. It's just once in a while my sugar will spike, and I'm not sure why, but that it's so mild. I'm not concerned with it, and it only happens once in a while. So that's part of being a type 2 diabetic, people. You gotta you gotta maintain that, and being on the low carb um, lifestyle. Any carbohydrates that you do ingest, your body automatically goes, "Oh, sugar," and it goes after it, and it just spikes right up. So I understand why it's happening. I'm not concerned with it. I just thought you guys might like to know on how I'm feeling. Uh, Other than that, everything's good. It's same old, same old. I hope you guys enjoyed the cook video I put up yesterday. Um, I did get a request to start doing some more normal stuff, guys. That's my normal diet. I eat stuff like that. I eat escargot. I eat shrimp all the time. I eat fish all the time. I eat crabs all the time. It's just part of living on the Eastern Shore. Not the escargot. That's a culinary thing, but this is just what I normally eat. So as far as normal food goes, this is my normal food, but I'll put up some more, let's say, common foods instead of normal foods. I like common foods a lot better as a term than normal foods. So I will put up some more like the Alfredo and stuff like that. I understand that a lot of you haven't even had a soft shell crab. A lot of you have never even seen an escargot. I had them here. I was hungry for them. I cooked them. I put them on a video. So, and that will happen from time to time. I will get weird stuff. I go to one of my favorite places to go is the Asian markets or the big international food stores. I absolutely love the stuff they have there, and they have, unlike most of our markets, they have whole fish all the time, and like odd stuff like shark. A lot of people have never even eaten shark. I personally love it. They have butterfish and porgy and red snapper. Man, I'm making myself hungry. Oh. Anyway, I really would like some fresh fish. I want a mahi right now. Oh my god, I'd kill for a mahi. And make the best tacos in the world. Sorry about that. Anyway, no, I don't. I have the virus, so. But anyway, I'm going to kind of veer off from my normal keto stuff, and I'm going to address the big elephant in the room here. COVID-19. I understand that everybody's heard the same stuff I have. I'm not going to sit here and review it. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, the president should have done this or the president should have done that. You never know how you're going to react to a situation until you're put in that situation. What they're doing is speculative. What they're doing is first time, they've never had to deal with this before. Not in my lifetime, anyway. Back in the early I think it was 1919, 1917, something like that, when they dealt with the big thing then. Times have changed drastically from then to now. So this is all new to us. They're handling it as best they can, I'm assuming. There's not a whole lot you can do if, if you're given a whole new scenario and have no clue what you're doing with it. So I'm asking everybody basically to follow the guidelines, stay at home, social distancing. Just listen to it. I know there's a lot of people out there right now that are going, "Oh, this is all BS. It's all crock of shit. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to..." Man, I deal with it every day up here. Some of these idiots up here are going to the parks and they're holding frickin' barbecues. I mean, and that's not a joke. I saw it with my own eyes the other day. There were 30 people at Metapeake State Park holding a barbecue. This isn't a vacation. It's not a mandatory vacation. It is a shutdown of a lot of places. A lot of people are getting very ill from this, and a lot of people are dying. I myself, I have respiratory problems. I've got a weakened immune system due to the infection that I had several years ago. And my immune system, I catch every frickin' bug that the kids bring home from school. Every single one of them. So my immune system is very susceptible to different viruses and stuff. Well, this is beginning to scare me quite a bit, and I'll get into why. I have not gone anywhere other than going fishing that one day. That's it. I've been in the house the whole time. That's why you guys are getting at-home videos instead of out-and-about videos. I don't want to put myself at risk. Now, at first, when I first started dealing with it, was, well, maybe I'll just slow down on going out and we'll see where this goes. And then it got a little more serious. And I was like, well, maybe I should probably take some more caution, use hand sanitizer more often, make sure, I don't come in any real close contact with people. So I did that. I mean, you saw in my market video, there were very few people in that store. We went to that store, got what we needed, and came home. I mean, that's what we did. We didn't overbuy, that was our normal shopping, basically. I know it looked like a lot, and it does. When you buy in bulk like that, it does look like a lot, but in all actuality, it's really not that much. I mean, unless you plan on, eating the same food 500 times in a week. I do recan stuff. I buy the great big cans of like tomato sauce and stuff like that to recan it and make, to let it last out through time. It's not that I buy it and use it all at once, because that would, Jesus, who needs a gallon of pizza sauce unless you're making a bunch of pizzas at once? So I recan it, which, reprocessing is not a big deal, but, buying in bulk like that actually saves me money in the long run. I am on a limited budget. I am on disability. My wife is on disability as well, as some of you know, Amy, and you know that. We're on such a limited income that we have to plan ahead for everything we do, including, like, if I need an extra tank of gas for something, or if we need to go to this specific store to buy whatever it may be. We have to actually plan ahead for that, because we're on such a tight budget. I mean, we still have to pay rent, we still have to pay bills, car payment, car insurance, just like everybody else in the world. So, and we're on a lot less money. I make about, let's just say, it's well under the poverty line. We'll get it to that point. We just happen to be able to manipulate it well enough. I do have some side businesses going on, such as my artwork. I do sell artwork. I do glass etching and wood burning and, vinyl decals and stickers and graphic design, and, I also do my fireworks things, which is a whole nother ordeal. Which kind of is one of the reasons I'm actually posting this video. You'll understand in a minute. So I do other things to make extra income. And yes, it is all taken care of tax-wise. I do everything legally and legitimately. I'm only allowed to make so much money before they want to start taking my disability check. Now, I rely on my disability. I don't walk very well. I'm in a wheelchair most of the time. So my disability check is justified and it's essential. I also have some problems with my back, the infection. I have nerve problems down the entire right side of my leg that can never be fixed. Just FYI on why I'm on disability. I still do work part-time, but that is it. It is a part-time thing. If I could make it full-time, believe me, I would prefer being off of disability, and I would prefer being off of the welfare system and everything else, which I'll get into that too. The welfare system, we have utilized the welfare system for what it's meant for, a supplemented income or an add to our income so we can make ends meet. I would not be able to, say, go grocery shopping for my kids if I didn't get the EBT card. Medical, forget it. There's no way I could afford medical without being on disability, especially for my 3 kids. There's other stuff too that involves all that, such as we get some housing assistance. It's actually rental assistance. We are on HUD. But we still have to pay rent. There's still money that has to be put out. And that's about all the assistance we can get. So, that being said, we conserve what we have. We make sure we don't overuse. We make sure we don't waste. I mean, we're just kind of like that. Now that you guys know my entire story, now I'm going to get into the reason for the video. The COVID-19 scare and the drop in the economy and everything like that, like I said, I am self-employed. I do own, I guess, 2 businesses technically, because I do my art stuff and then I do my fireworks stuff. Art's not selling right now, obviously. Who's going to buy art in the middle of a economic crisis? My fireworks business I usually only do 2 or 3 shows a year. And I have an excellent crew. And you guys, I believe, are subscribed to me. So there's your call out. I do have an excellent crew that works with me. And that is how I can do these shows. If I didn't have that crew as a backbone, I wouldn't be able to do them at all. I just happen to have the right connections and the right licensing to be able to buy the product and transport it and all that. So, I am a small business owner, even though it's a part-time business. Where does that leave me through this whole COVID-19 thing? Well, it leaves me somewhat worried because most of my venues have already paid the money for the shows, or have partially paid the money for the shows. If I have to cancel a show, I either have to A, reschedule, which is usually what I do, but we don't know how long this is going to last. B, refund, which is hard for me to do because anything that they pay in, I've already put into product because I have to pre-order all my product. So it's going to be a toss-up between I give you the money back, which I don't have, or I give you the product, which I can't do. So it's gonna have to boil down to reschedule if it comes down to that. I was listening to Governor Hogan today speak about small business and speak about how financially they're going to get help. They mentioned nothing about self-employment, and I know I'm not the only self-employed person out there in Maryland. But there are a lot of people that are self-employed out in Maryland. Freelancers, per se. I mean, call them what you want to call them. What about us? What about the people that are on disability that can't afford to go buy the stuff? I mean, they're saying, Governor Hogan doesn't want to... Governor Hogan doesn't want to... Sorry, guys, that was my ringtone. Governor Hogan doesn't want to do a um, stay in place, whatever it is, stay at your house order. He doesn't want to do that because that would actually shut more businesses down. Where he has shut down now all essential businesses or all non-essential businesses in Maryland. Well, what is non-essential at this point? I personally don't. I'm not even going to get into what I think. I think people are manipulating the system to stay open. I think big business is trying to manipulate everything to where they can get everything they want out of it. Just like the last economic crisis we had. My personal opinion, you can agree to disagree. We can have a debate over text or over YouTube conversation. That's fine. I prefer not to, but whatever. There are, essential thing. A lot of us have been told that we have to stay home. That we should stay home. We should stay home. Stand in place. That's what it was. Stand in place. Or stay in place, or whatever it's called. Anyway, that we need to stay home, we need to stay home. If you can work from home, if you can work via computer or via telephone, and that's excellent for the people that can do that. And I've got friends of mine that can do it, and they are doing it. I've also got friends of mine that are told that they're still essential employees, and they still have to go to work in these huge call centers with hundreds of people in them. So they're being exposed every moment to this virus. Even though supposedly there's no reported cases up there, it's only a matter of time before there are. So why put people at risk? Which brings me to my next ordeal. If you follow me on Facebook, it's just my name, William Myers. I'll put it out there like I put everything else out there. And you can find me on Facebook, and then, I'll add you as a friend. Let me know you're a subscriber. We do utilize the meal plan for my children. I have 3 kids that are. I've got 3 boys, and they will eat you out of house and home. We did not prepare correctly, or didn't prepare at all, because we didn't think this was going to be like this. So we didn't prepare for them to be at home all month. For 2 weeks even. So when it happened, we were like, great, now we've got to supplement and figure out how we're going to feed these kids. And this is just adulting. It's normal adulting. When something like this happens, you have to adjust things, and you got to make sure that the kids are fed, and make sure they're taken care of. So they came out with this food program where you can go to the school and pick up food for your kids. And it's like a bagged lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's usually some type of sandwich, a little thing of cereal, a couple milks. Not saying that I'm not appreciative of that. I am. It helps tremendously. You wouldn't believe how much it actually helps. The problem is, now, instead of Amy going to pick them up, or me going to pick them up, the kids have to go with Amy or me to go pick up the meals. Now, I refuse to go out of the house at this point. Amy is going out, but she's staying in the car. She drives up, grabs the lunches, and leaves. So there's no human-to-human contact. She has to did have to give the kids' names. They have a list, and if your kid goes to school in that county, then your kid's eligible for the meals at that school. So we go through this for a week now, and everything's fine. And not yesterday, but Friday, I believe it was, because they don't do it on the weekends. It is Monday through Friday, just like normal school. We go over to the school to pick up the meals, or Amy does, and she is told, you have to bring your children now. I thought about that for a minute, and you guys are probably thinking the same thing I am. How stupid can you be? We're automatically putting our kids at risk just so they can eat. Now, I understand why they want to know that you actually have the kids. There have been people caught already trying to take advantage of the system. Just like anything else. If people would just follow the stinking rules, we wouldn't have the problems that we're having with this stuff. The issue lies with, we're in the middle of a frickin' viral crisis. I mean, at least that's the way the news is portraying it. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. And we're told to do one thing, but people are still doing the exact opposite thing. Now, which leads me to the next thing, too, which is, not only do we have to take the kids with us now, which exposes them to other people and other environments, which in turn exposes me to where they've been, and if they happen to pick this virus up, it comes straight to me. I know that sounds selfish, but my health isn't good enough. I'm gonna, okay, most of everybody's saying, if we get sick. And most Americans, shy of senior citizens, and young, evidently infants, most Americans will get a bad flu-like symptoms and effects from this virus. People with upper respiratory problems are ones that are really at risk. I have upper respiratory problems. I am at a higher risk. I can die from it. You know, my demographic is the one that is getting killed off by this. We just had a woman who was 42 years old. She had asthma. That was it. Had asthma. Died. Not 2 counties away from me. Just the other day from COVID-19. So, yes, it is real and it will kill you. And people are still going to the beach and hanging out. Now, my problem with that is, look, you want to go to the beach and walk along the beach and you're the only one out there, or there's, you know, you're keeping your distance, fine, I'm good with that. You don't go and have a bonfire party on the beach. They actually had to physically shut down Ocean City's beaches and businesses to stop people from going there. That's kind of a no-brainer. If there's that many people on the boardwalk, stop going. Exposing our kids to this so they bring it home is a horrible idea. You know, common sense says if they're saying don't go anywhere, don't go anywhere. If you have to go somewhere, take the proper precautions. Wear the face mask. Wear gloves. You know, take hand sanitizer. I got a perfect example. Zane, hand me my spray bottle. Now, I'm going to cover it up because I wrote on it. I've been bored here, people. But this is nothing more than 91% isopropyl alcohol in a spray bottle. When someone walks into my house, I'm sorry, kitty. My kitty just got kind of hit with that alcohol. At least you're clean. Whenever anybody walks into the house, I spray them down from head to toe with this alcohol. That way, if that little bugger's on them, it gets killed. Now, I know that's not normally how it's transmitted, but there's still a risk of it because we just don't know. I mean, we know how long it lives on certain surfaces, but I don't know if it's on them. I can't see it. Spray it down, kills it instantly. 91% rubbing alcohol. Done. You know, it's called common sense, people. Everybody's so uncertain about everything, and some people don't want to believe this is actually happening, and some people don't believe that it's as serious as it is. I don't know if it is or not. I can't see into the future. I'm not a miracle worker, and I don't know. I do know that it can be prevented. We can stop it if we all just follow the rules. I need, for myself, I need the knowledge that my house is a safe place for me to be. I know that I need that reassurance to say, we only had to put one of us at risk, which would be, honestly, Amy's the most healthy one out of me and her. So, do I want her to get the virus? No. But if she does, she'll be able to handle it a lot better. And she has respiratory problems as well. But as far as, fatalities go, she's at a lot less risk than I am. So, yes, we've self-quarantined. We're staying in the house. We're doing what the government's saying. The people that aren't are the ones spreading this like wildfire. Stop. It's killing people. It may not kill you, but you can transfer it to somebody that it will kill. And this isn't cool. It scares the life out of me. I'm not panicking. I'm not flipping out. I'm flipping out because the system's messed up right now. And everybody's confused. I'm very confused on what's happening. I'm staying up at night. I didn't sleep hardly at all last night. Again, Facebook followers see I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning playing on Facebook. There's educated risk, and then there's just nonsense risk. And what everybody's taking by not heeding these warnings and not listening to anybody is a stupid risk to be taking. You don't need to take that risk. You're playing with fire here. And I play with fire all the time, and guess what? From time to time, I mess up and I get burned. And I'm a professional playing with fire. So, if people are going to take their lives into their own hands, I'm fine with that. Be it far from me to sit there and go, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're your own person. You make your decisions, but make sure they only affect you. When it starts affecting other people, even people you don't know, because you went out and you had a barbecue with 50 people, and then you went to the grocery store to pick up the essentials for your loved ones at home, and spread that shit like wildfire, that's your fault. That all could have been avoided. Don't go to the barbecue. Stay at home. If you need to go to the grocery store, go to the grocery store. Get your essentials and get realistic frickin' amounts. You don't need to stock up for 6 months. The grocery stores aren't closing. We have a massive egg and toilet paper shortage right now because of what's going on. I don't even know why people are buying up all the toilet paper. It's a respiratory thing, not a digestive thing. Unless everybody's eating Chipotle, like every day. Come on, that was funny. So I guess I kind of got off my chest what I wanted to get off of. I understand that, it's just another guy ranting about COVID-19. I needed that. I needed to blow off some steam. I needed to address my concerns with it because I really haven't messed with it a whole lot. I've been trying to stay away from it. But when they told me I had to take my kids to go pick up the food that they were promised and that we're relying on to keep them going, it was just the final straw. Final straw. I know there's an economic stimulus package that's getting ready to drop, the COVID-19 package or whatever the shit they're calling it. The point of it is, if that happens, I don't even know if I'm eligible for it. Now, income-wise, I'm eligible. But I'm not a taxpayer. Because I'm tax exempt. Well, I am, but I'm not. I pay 1099s every year because I have to. But I don't know if that makes me eligible for the stimulus package or not. Which means I would be out that money that I should be getting. Don't know. So many questions are unanswered right now. And people are flipping out about it.